Look at me popping on here a minute early. Well, not really. It was about 5 seconds. Hi, everybody. This is Christine coming to you live from my makeshift hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. It is I don't know if it was a beautiful Thursday night, but it was definitely a Thursday night that we have here for us. And who's ready for some stamping? Yay! So let's make sure that we're live. I've had it prepped. Oh, I am. Yay, I see it pop up. Wonderful. So I've had my camera and everything ready for the last 45 minutes. And this girl was RTG, ready to go. So, oh man, here we are. Perfect.
Early. Well, not really.
Hi Sue, hi Linda, hi Ellen. You girls are the early birds. You hopefully you get the worm. That's what they say. So wonderful, awesome. So I wore my Mario Brothers shirt tonight. So there's my Mario. He's breaking his block to get his beer. So all you guys will be able to see is the beer up here. So wow, hi Brenda. How's Brenda doing? So cool things going on. Hi Sharon. I've been working on some upcoming classes, so I'm excited to share those cards with you. Hi Marianne. So I have my card buffet ready, and you guys are going to be sad because it's an in-person event only. So I'm going to tease you and share cards with you and hopefully inspire you, but it'll be just an in-person class. And then last night, I worked on the Snowflake Splendor class. I was like, what was the name of that suite? I think it's Snowflake Splendor. So, hi Sarah. So I have to take a poll because I made 5 cards and we're only doing 4. So I'm going to need you guys to vote on which purple card that I should do for class. So, what do we have here? I do have some updates as you guys join me. Oh, Ellen, you got your stamp today. So it's really funny, Ellen. So I was working with the Snowflake Splendor, or it's Snowflake Wishes stamp set. There's a suite in the annual or the holiday catalog, and there's a Happy Hanukkah stamp in there, and it's super tiny. But I'm like, oh, I thought of you because you were looking for a stamp set. So that's awesome that they have. It's really little though, but I found one. So hi Faye, Jessica's watching, Jewel's watching. Awesome. You girls, as you pop in, I love it when you tell me where you're from. I'm so excited always to see where people are tuning in from for our Thursday night stamping. And then also just a reminder to like, comment, and share. That's always awesome. It helps me to reach more people and to share my love of crafting with more people. So we always make such fun, awesome things together, and I like sharing that. So hi Katie, hi Anne. Brenda's watching, yay. So Brenda, I'm going to show the poinsettia cards. I just got your message and I'll talk to you later tonight, and we'll figure out something and it'll be okay. So, Brenda, your sister was diagnosed with COVID. So yes, speaking of COVID, that is going around, and we were just contacted by the Masonic Center. And so for all of you girls that are local, I was going to have, we call it a small business showcase. And it was going to be on November. I say it was because it's not going to be, but it was going to be on November 28th. And the Masonic Center contacted us yesterday and said, with all the spike in COVID going on, and it's running rampant all over, that he asked us to cancel. So I'm so sad. So for all of you guys that are local to me, this is my official announcement. I'll send an email about it too, that we aren't going to be able to have it. Hi, Francie Freeberg and Stacy and Kathy and Janet and Vicky. Wow. And Brianna's watching. Awesome. Hi, April. So yes, so the Small Business Saturday Showcase was, it's going to be moved to March 20th. Let's cross our fingers that by March things have settled down and that it's run its course and it's done. That's all we can hope for, right? So yeah, it's going around. So nothing much that we can do to help it except for protect ourselves. So hi Molly, hi Melanie. So did you guys see the Technique Thursday that Kelly did? Some of you guys wonder who Kelly is. Kelly is my I always want to say famous. She is going to be famous someday, but she's my amazing and fabulous cousin who is my marketing manager. I call her my manager. She helps me manage a lot of all my marketing stuff. So she does the Technique Thursdays and Tip Tuesdays. And we were on the phone last night, like, what do I do? What should I do? And I'm like, let's do the watercolor wash. And so she did an awesome card using an aqua painter and coloring with water and ink. And she did a fabulous job with her baby crying in the background. I was so like, oh my gosh. So her husband was home taking care of the baby, but the baby was still crying. And she did everything she could to keep rolling with it. Now that's a good mom, to be able to focus on two different things at the same time. So check out the Technique Thursday. If you haven't seen it yet, it's on the Cards by Christine page. And then I also shared it to my VIP page. Hi, Arliss. Yay. Oh, yes. Who do we have here? Susan. Hi, Susan. So, Stacy's on here. Melanie. I was on the romper room. Yeah. So that's a little bit about the Technique Thursday. Hi, Jay. Tomorrow we have a special edition for the with me tomorrow night. We didn't quite finish going through, I'm going to try to do this without dropping them, but we didn't quite finish going through this and another box of swap cards. So tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central, hi Karen, hi Charlene, hi Kay, Rhonda's is watching too, awesome, thanks for sharing. So tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central, I'm going to do a special edition of a swap card showcase, and we're going to go through all those swap cards. It should take about an hour, so make sure you got your popcorn and your drinky drink ready and a pen so you can take some notes of the things that you can't live without. So awesome. So Michelle, this is your first live with me. Welcome, and I appreciate you tuning in. I hope you learned something and you have fun watching us make, well, I should say me make some Christmas cards tonight. Hi Sandy, you're freezing in North Dakota. Oh no. So we really cooled down this week as well. We had a nice day on Monday, and then overnight on Monday into Tuesday, it just got cold, and I don't think I've been out of the house. Well, maybe since Tuesday. I took my garbages out on Monday, and that was about it. It's been too cold, and the wind is howling, and it's like, I don't need to go outside for that. So I'd rather stay inside and work and stamp. So, okay. So I'm going to flip my camera down, and I'm going to show you guys some stuff. I worked on cards last night and over the weekend, and so I have a couple classes finished that I'd love to show you, and just to give you an idea of what's coming up over the next few weeks, okay? So next week, hi Donna. Oh, she's in New Zealand and it's Friday. That's awesome. I love it. So I think most of you are aware that the Poinsettia class is coming up next week, Thursday. And if you're in my email group, you guys, I sent an email last week, or it was maybe 4 or 5 days ago, saying I had 2 sets of kits left, and I had 8 people ask for them. And I had to tell people no for the first time. Well, not the first time, but I generally don't like to tell people no. And I had to. My mom says you got to say no sometimes. So it just is a reminder that if you want to sign up for a class, you've gotta let me know soon. You know, when I'm planning and forecasting how many to prep, I always over forecast or like over prep by about 8 cards, and they always disappear. Well, this one, I originally was at 36 and I ended up with 44. So this is what we're going to do live next week, Thursday. I do not have any kits left. I will have a PDF tutorial for sale, or it would be free if you place a minimum order. And it comes with all the instructions, the measurements, and all the products that you need to make these cards. So, hi Julie Bierschbach. Julie will be with me on Saturday afternoon, and we're going to be making these cards. So this is the class I have in person on Saturday. It's full. I have 10 people, and that is full for me. So, but you girls, mark your calendar for this one for next Thursday. I cannot wait to make that card with you. I'm trying to get the glare off of it, but that card with you, oh my gosh, and showing you how to do the petals like that. It makes them look like they're felt flowers. They're just, it's so cool and glittery. So, all right, so that is, hi Kathy, hi Wendy. So Poinsettia class is next week, Wednesday. Then we have, after that, we have Paper Pumpkin. So for those of you who subscribe to Paper Pumpkin for the month of November, that live is going to be on the Monday of Thanksgiving. And I moved it up because Thanksgiving is on a Thursday. So people, ladies and gentlemen, we're not going to be live on Thursday night. I will probably be at my parents' comatose from the turkey, and so we won't be live on Thursday night of Thanksgiving. I think that's the 26th, but we will be live on that Monday night for the Paper Pumpkin Live. Then on November 30th is the mystery card night. So you guys go to my website, go to the Facebook page, you can find all the instructions and measurements for that. Then that weekend, so if you guys are local to me, I have a card buffet on the 22nd. It's a Sunday. And thanks to Diane Bogenhagen, I cased her swap card. And so I had used the Mary Moose punch here and put the little ribbon around. So this is a holiday card buffet. So there's 6 different Christmas cards that people can choose from, and they pre-order the cards they want and the quantities they want. That's using the In the Pines and the poinsettia paper. This one is the Dove of Hope bundle, and so I had a lot of fun making the dove. It's actually super easy, and then doing some sponging, and that's a really soft, delicate Christmas card. Now, I think of Anne and this mint ribbon. I made a thick bow on here. This is definitely an extra postage one because that is a little thick one there. But this uses the ornamental envelopes, dies, and stamps. And so I have so much of this mint ribbon left over from the Gilded Autumn class that I had to make a card using the mint ribbon. So hi, Jill from Ohio. So this is another card that people can pick from. This is using the Sweetest Christmas. There's a die cut in there with the poinsettia, comes from the poinsettia. And on my inside, I did a special green layer and then white. Now this last one is a gift card holder. It looks like that with the snow front stamp set and the Woodlands embossing folder. And I have a gentle knot there so that you can open it up, and then you can slip a gift card on the inside here. So if you're local to me and you'd like to take this class, send me an email. Let me know that you'd like to take the class. I have openings. I have an AM session from 8 to noon and an afternoon session from 12:15 to 4:15. And you can pick and choose any amount of cards you want, like between 3 and 6, and then we go from there. So that is November 22nd. All right. Now, I think most of you are aware by now that there's a game night coming up, and I wanted to share the cards again. I have 10 people signed up, but I'm looking for like 10 more. And I thought if I showed you the cards again, I'd get some people signing up. Please don't wait till the last minute. I need to buy the product and prep for this, and I don't want to have to do it all in one day. So the sooner you can sign up for this class, it's a game night, the sooner you can sign up, it's really going to help me to plan. The cost is, it's $32 if you do porch pickup. So for my local people that want to do it, the game night is December 3rd. If you are not local and you need to have it mailed, the cost is $40. It includes a $15 goodie bag. It includes the set of 4 cards. And then I use the other $10 of the amount for registration to buy the prizes. And get this, everybody. We just had her on stage. And so I gotta flip down here. The new Stampin' Up! Catalog just came. And I ordered all the prizes for game night out of this catalog, out of basically the new mini catalog. So don't worry, like most of you won't have some of the stuff that I ordered. Most of you won't. So the prizes that I have are so exciting because they're brand new, and that product really truly isn't available to customers until the first part of January. So all of the prizes are going to be new. And so for my people that are local to me, that don't like doing online things, there are some of you out there, I'm offering these 4 cards in a alternative game night on the 2nd. So I will be having 2 game nights in a row, one in person on the 2nd, these 4 cards, and then one on the 3rd with these 4 cards. So you guys can pick if you want in person or mailed. So aren't they beautiful? Oh my God, I love this card right here. It's so much fun. You also will get a PDF tutorial with all the measurements, supplies, and instructions with pictures of all 4 cards that you can use for future reference to make more cards like this. There's also There's an add-on feature too, like if you don't have the brightly gleaming stamp set or punch pack or the paper, you can add that on and I'll ship it to you with your kits and your goodie bag and all that good stuff. So fun. Okay, so there's that. Okay, ready? The last set of cards I'm going to show you is for the Snowflake Wishes or Snowflake Splendor class that's coming up in December. It's the featured bundle. So I'm a little bit early actually. This class isn't till like the second week of December, which is a month out. And if you buy the bundle through me, thanks Diane, if you buy the bundle through me, I'm also giving away a free gift of the ribbon that goes in the suite, or it's the gems, one of the two. Let's see what it says. So I have it right. You will receive the ribbon as a free gift if you buy the bundle through me as your registration for class. So basically you buy the bundle and you get the class and some ribbon for free plus all the card kits. Okay, so I'm going to take a poll here at the end. So pay attention because I made 2 purple cards and I don't know which one to use for class. Okay, so I need your guys' feedback because I'm going to keep them upside down and I'm going to show you. These are so fun. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun working on these last night. Okay, so I went with 4 different, so I always, for a bundle class, I always do 4 cards. I did purple, blue, green, and pink. So I kept them all different colors. Now, if you don't get into snowflakes, so I left this suite for last because it's snowflakes. And you can, hi Carolyn, hi Denise, hi Sandy, hi Kathy Jackson. I left the snowflake one for the last class in December because these don't have to be Christmas cards. You could put happy birthday on here. And this one says, our friendship is one of a kind. This one says, thank you so much. So if you're not into the snowflakes or the wintry stuff, then these might not be especially for you. But just know that you don't have to make these as Christmas cards. You can make them as winter cards. So this one features the balmy blue with Pacific Point and a little bit of vellum and then balmy blue. These are the balmy blue glimmer paper. So that was the first one I made. The second one I made is just Jade with Pool Party, and it uses some of, this is the ribbon. You'd get a roll of this ribbon for free if you buy the bundle through me. And then uses the DSP here and one of the die cuts from the set. This is Melon Mambo with Blushing Bride. And it's just a snowflake flurry of a snowstorm, but a pretty one, right? So we've got just snowflakes all over the place, blustering around. And then we've got thank you so much. And again, if you get the kits from me mailed to you, this one is 1 stamp. That one is 1 stamp. Now this one's going to be a little bit harder because you'd have to have snowflakes or something to work with. But because when I mail out the kits, I don't do any of the stamping for you. So yes, it's just another pretty like pinky card if you like the pinks. Now, okay, so pay attention here, guys. Purple. I made this one first. Oh, you guys know I love purple. So I just couldn't. So this is a really cool die that cuts out the the delicate part of the snowflake, and then I added another snowflake. And it says Snowflake Wishes for Merry Christmas. Again, it could be a birthday card. It could be a thinking of you card. It could be a thank you card. It uses the embossing folder that is part of the suite. And, okay, so this is option number 1, okay? And then this is option number 2. It uses the Designer Series paper, the Balmy Blue Glimmer, and a bunch of snowflakes. And actually, this purple darker one is velvet paper that's in the annual catalog. I used it for the first time when I was making this card. So, again, you can stamp whatever you want here. So this is going to be called, what's the difference? Purple Balmy Blue, like purple with blue. And then this one, if you like this one better, just tell me purple. So it's either purple or purple with blue. Don't vote for both. I'm not doing both, but I'm trying to figure out. So I'm thinking this is a number 1. So you guys, I'm thinking I showed you this one first, and this is the second one. If you're not, I think you guys are all saying number 2, which is this one. Okay. All right. Number two. Oh my gosh. It's like a unanimous vote. Nobody has even voted for, oh, Kathy voted for this one. Okay. Both are beautiful. So you guys are leaning towards this one though. So I think that's what I think that you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys are telling me purple with blue. So, okay, perfect. Option 2, definitely. Oh my gosh, purple with blue. You guys are rolling right in. That was That was easy. Okay, so that's what we'll do. You guys all love the purple with blue. So then let's go back to this really quick. I have to tell you guys that this is going to happen with this class, I believe. I am going to set about like a certain number of kits aside to make, because I have to buy enough product. If you want to do this class, please do not register and wait till the week before class. Try to do it next week or the following week. This class is set for, in case you're wondering, the Snowflake Splendor class live is on December 12th. Oh, excuse me. I read that backwards. December 10th. And then I have it the 9th and then the Saturday the 12th. So if you guys are thinking you want to do this with me live and you want kits, please register early. Reach out to me. Send me an email. You can register on my online class in my events calendar. So, okay. I was really curious what you guys would think of those. So I hope you love them. I had a couple people vote for number 1. But what we'll do is I can always tell you in the class that night, I'll bring out just the purple card, and I can give you guys like the measurements and tell you how I made it. So, okay, so are we ready? We're ready for monthly cards. So we'll flip back down. These are the cards we're going to work on tonight. So I'd like to just call out and say special thank you to everybody who signed up. I'll run through real quick. We have Ellen. Brianna, you were both joining, Angela, Diane, Barb, Bonnie, Rhonda's watching too, I saw, Mo, Brenda, Wendy, Mary, Karen, Linda, and Lori. So lots of people doing the online class tonight with me. So thank you, everybody who's doing the cards with me tonight. I really appreciate your support. I really do. And it's fun to make cards with you guys because I know a lot of you are doing it right along with me. So let's flip this down. So we have 3 different Christmas cards tonight featuring 3 different sets of products and 3 different really themes. Like this one's your more traditional Christmas card. This is your fun, cutesy little Christmas card. And then this is a more classic one too with different colors of reds and greens. So I think we're going to start with this one first. And so if you're working with me tonight, always a reminder that I do my best to make sure all your pieces are in your kits. It's generally a mishmash of getting everything together. So if you're ever missing anything, please reach out to me. I want to get you what you're missing, or we'll figure out something that you have that you could use in place. Like if I forgot to put a little piece of white paper in, or if I forgot something, but always reach out to me. I'm human, so I make mistakes, and I just want you to know that I don't do that intentionally. So I want to make it right though. So just so you know here, what we've got going on. So you should have in your envelopes a piece of, this is called Mossy Meadow cardstock, and it is your traditional 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. So all you have to do is take that, fold it in half, and I generally try to match up my corners as I'm folding it too. And if you have a bone folder or a scissors, go ahead and burnish the edges of the card here. And then in your kit, you should have some other white paper that is your mat. It's for your inside. Now, I generally, when I'm making my kits, I'll stamp ahead. But what I have here is just 4 by 5 1/4. And I stamped here the set that I'm using. Oh, I got way ahead of myself here. So I wonder if they're all in the other room. That's funny, haha. Okay, so the stamp set. So I have the stamps here. Like that I used for the class, but I have them all on my table in my classroom, but like the stamp set. But I do have the dies here, and that's really what I wanted to point out. This set is called Cherish the Season, and so it's bells. There's bell stamps in it, and then there's sentiments in it. But the dies are what are so cool about this one. There's 4 different sizes of bells, and they cut out big, and then next small, and then baby one. And then they're stamps of bells, and then you can cut out the edge. So these dies, they're neat because I've seen so many cool ideas. This die right here and this one, they actually cut out those leaves. So what you could do is cut out your silver or gold bell, and then you would go cut out a green one. And then you could pop out the silver leaves and insert the green leaves into the card. Well, if I'm making 36 kits, I didn't want to have to go through all that work. So when I designed the cards for this one, I made sure I used that new brushed gold paper. It's a little bit thicker than the regular gold, and then the leaves don't pop out so easy. I really wanted the leaves to stay intact. So just be careful if you're working at home and you have your bell like this, that you don't want to pop out the leaves. Otherwise, you're going to have to figure out a way to get them right back in there. So that's what's cool about those dies, though. So going back to this, you have your piece of 4 by 5 1/4, and I used Early Espresso to stamp a sentiment that's part of the stamp set. It says, "May you cherish the wonder of the season now and throughout the year." So for those of you at home doing the card kits with me, just choose a different, if you don't have that Christmas sentiment, it's okay. You can use anything. And then what I did is I put a little bell on the bottom to match the inside to the outside. If you don't have a bell, it's okay. You can use something else that would maybe go along with the card. So what you can do is, after you've done your stamping, go ahead and put a little bit of adhesive. Thanks for sharing, Sue. I appreciate that you shared it twice. I love it. Okay, so that just gets glued on the inside. Then I have a piece of Designer Series paper here, and this is from the Heartwarming Hugs suite of product. That is in the holiday catalog for those of you with inquiring minds that want to know. It's one of the first ones in here. So there's a suite in the holiday catalog called Heartwarming Hugs, and that paper is awesome. And that's where this piece comes. It's actually that top one right there. And if you want, you could pick the other side, but I went for that side, which has the red. It just looked really cool against the green. I'll tell you the measurements on this. Gotta get my little AAA ruler out, in case you're wondering. 2.5. Some people got 2 3/8. I tried to get 6 out of one row. So you may have between 2 1/4 and 2.5. And then it's by 5 1/4. Thanks for sharing, Cynthia. So what you can do is go ahead and flip that over and put glue on the side that you want to get adhered to the Mossy Meadow. And so you can pay attention to your pattern too. Like mine actually, like I'm good with it the way it is, but you might have one of these patterns that where it's bigger and you might like it on the side better. So pay attention to that when you're gluing your paper down. All right, then everybody has a piece of Whisper White, and it is stitched rectangle. Those dies, I wonder, oh, they're with my poinsettia class. I had 3 things that got shared between these 2 classes. Thanks for sharing, Robin. I appreciate it. The stitch rectangles was one of them. We're using them on the poinsettia class as well. So this is already die cut for you. So that's what's going to go here. And what you want to do is get your sentiment. So I used Merry Christmas. And I'm going to grab my Early Espresso ink. And that's going to match. Thanks for sharing to a group, Sue. I appreciate it. So we're going to stamp that on the bottom. So I'm using the Stampin' Up! Ink pads. They're foam, so you don't have to press very hard. And you get lots of ink. And just, I always give the stamp time to sit on the paper to give it like a second to transfer. Let the ink, it gives you a really nice stamped image. If you, don't be afraid of stamping. I know there's some newer people that are watching and are beginners. When you start stamping, sometimes I find that people are afraid of the stamp. And so when they go to stamp, they will actually go really fast like that. And it doesn't give time to let the ink actually contact the paper. So just a little note to give it some time. Then that's it for stamping on this card. I really kept this one simple for people that wanted the to-go kits. So flip that over, and we're going to use some dimensionals to pop that up. And you can see I'm getting to the end of my sheet, so I've been cutting all the bits and parts off. And let's get my glue scissors here and get a couple more off of here. So, yep, when you get to the edge of the the dimensionals, make sure to cut them into small pieces so that you can take advantage of all of that. Do not throw that away. And then I put about 6 on the back. Yeah, the script on this one is really pretty. The Merry Christmas. You guys, I can't remember everything all the time. And there's usually something that gets left out in the classroom, and at least it wasn't the card samples this time. So I'm just going to put this right. I'm going to try to center it top to bottom, left to right. You could move it over more so you see some more of your DSP. It's completely up to you. I'm going to go something like that. Okay, so then you've got some of these evergreen, these boughs, these pine boughs. So those come, those come from a set in the annual catalog, and it's called Beautiful Boughs Dies. Oh, I know, they're so awesome. These pine cones are so cool when you cut them out with copper foil and then do like soft suede on the bottom. They look awesome. So these two are what were used to die cut out your evergreens. So when you get your evergreens like this, hi Lynn, I don't do your picking for you. So you definitely have to get your pokey tool. You could also use a scissors if it's got a really fine point on it. But what you're going to do is just go through here and poke out any little bits that need to come out. So Diane, I know you've been messaging me, so I'll check your messages when I'm done. So get this other little guy and get him poked out. And there's some of them want to stick in there and they don't, just peel them right off or pull them right off. Okay, then you gotta grab your Stella, guys. She needs a little bit of a workout. So this looks so cool when you Stella your pine boughs. So the Stella pen is a glitter pen. And if you're curious, Kelly did a Tip Tuesday on the Stella pen. So if you go back to the video section of my Facebook page, you can see how you can make Stella last even longer by rejuvenating her and giving her some extra oomph in her insides here. So yes. Oh, so Jill, I think you're referring to this bundle that you used it this year. I love pine boughs. So Stampin' Up! Had a pine boughs set maybe 3 years ago and it got retired, and then they came out with this one last year. And there's just something about pine cones with Christmas cards that I love. When you need to get a little bit more Stella, you just squeeze and then it'll run down the barrel here, and wow, she'll run right out then. So that's how you get a little more Stella out. Yes, this card isn't actually an easy one. Stellaing this card is probably the most time-consuming part of this card, actually. Especially if you guys got the kits from me, because it's actually pretty easy. So what I did for adhering this on here, keep it simple. If you have any little bits of white on from tape, just peel it off. But I kept it simple with gluing this. So I did a little bit of now I'm a liquid glue girl, so I'm going to put a little bit right there. I'm going to put a little bit right there, a little right there, and maybe a little there. That's it. That's all the glue I'm putting on the back. That is plenty to get this to stick on here. And how I'm doing it is I'm getting it so it reaches the top of the designer series paper. So it's not like you want to get it down and exactly where you want it. You don't want to be smearing it all around. So something like that. So I have it so it's reaching the top of the designer paper. So it kind of looks like green meeting green. So, and when you set it down, you don't want to be mushing it all around because that glue will get onto your white paper. So when you set it down, just try to get it exactly where you want it. And then what you're going to do is take the next one, same process, just a little bit of liquid glue in some key spots, and that should be sufficient. But like that, that's what I did. Now, if you have some of those adhesive sheets that Stampin' Up! Sells to make them into stickers, that works great on these too. So I'm going to make it look like it's coming right off of how do I want this? Something like that. Okay. And then by doing just little bits of glue, you actually have it so that it can come up in certain spots. So it just made it look a little bit fuller. I'll bring that guy down like that. Okay. It's time for bells. You should have 3 of them. Mama, a baby, and a little baby, because the papa didn't get used. So there is a little part right there. You will need to pop that out. That's to make your bell look like it has its loop on the top. And all 3 of them, you're going to have to do that. But be careful on the mama one that you don't pop out your leaves and your berries. Otherwise, you'll see right through them. So for the little guy, I just put a little bit of adhesive on the back of that little bell. I put him flat. The other 2 I'm going to pop up. I tucked it right underneath the leaf, or the little pine bough. It's a leaf. Let's go call it a leaf. So that's kind of tucked behind that one. And I'm actually going to move it over just a hair. And then the other 2 got dimensionals. So because these leaves, the holly leaves are loose, I want to make sure that they never come loose. So I'm putting my dimensionals over the top of those so that they do not ever come out. So I'm using excessive amounts of dimensionals right now because I'm going to get it really full. So now my dimensionals are securing the edges around the leaves and the berries, and so they won't come apart. I hope anyways. So let's see how good I do at picking my dimensional box off here. Then this one, I've got him, or oh, actually it's the mama one, so that's off. She's off to the side here. Okay, good deal. And then the last one, these little ferny things don't come out, so you don't have to worry about those. Let's see here. There was a dimensional back here. I was like, why is there a dimensional on the back? Okay, so this one I'm going to just put a couple on, and it's going to go off to more on the right side of the card over here. And then we're going to do some bows. I've learned that you guys like to see the bows. It's always a good reminder on how to do them. I always say it's like riding a bike. So for those of you who've never seen this, this is called a bow maker. Some people refer to it as a bow jig. To me, it makes bows, so it's a bow maker. And there's little holes in here with nails so that you can make as big or as small of a bow as you want. And so I take the right side here and I put it under, and then I bring it up and over and under. And then all I do is tie it in a knot, like one time. And as I'm doing that, I'm pulling my tails down and to the right and the left, like that. And then I've got my ribbon scissors with a big charm thing here going on. So there's one. Now, everybody who got card kits from me, I made your bows for you. So you shouldn't have to do this, but I thought it would be a good idea just to show you again how you do them. And so I probably make it look really easy and I do it way too fast, but so they're down, and then take that one. So you should have 2 of these little bows. Now this ribbon is part of the one of the next cards we're doing. It actually comes in a 2-pack with green and red, and it's got this really cool sparkly glittery on the side. And it's Poppy Parade and Old Olive. And it's part of the coming home or trimming the town suite of products. So that's the card that we're going to do with the Herbie Love Bug. So grab your glue dots, and you're going to take a couple on the back side of your bow and stick your glue dot, and that's going to go right on the top of the bow. And then you can adjust your tails. These I found they actually kind of go down really nicely, where this one's going kind of, I call it wonky. So we're going to see if he needs to get pickled. So that one's going to go on the top of this. And so we're going to try to pull the little tail down and see if it stays down. And it does. So as I was trying to MacGyver where the tails went, I was pushing down on the glue dot. And that was helping these tails stay where you want them to go. So grab, if you like them the way they are, leave them. But if you want them trimmed up a little, go ahead and trim them however your heart desires. You can do them shorter, you can do them longer, however you want it. So there we go. That wasn't so bad, right? It's a little bit of die cutting. I should say a lot of die cutting, actually. That was die cut, the bells were die cut, and the pine boughs were die cut. So you guys really didn't have much at home to have to do besides stamp your sentiment on the inside and the outside, and then put something on the inside. So I really designed this one with you guys in mind, making cards at home with me so that you could be successful and have it look very, very similar. Yes, Faye, a beautiful classic card. Like, it's so cool. I like this. It's just the more olden time traditional colors too with the darker green. Okay, we did good. We got one done. And we'll go right to the next one. You like that one. Good deal. Okay, we're going to save Herbie Love Bug for last, and we're going to do this one next. Okay, so this one uses Shaded Spruce and Cherry Cobbler with Whisper White and a little bit of gold going on. So let's grab our card kit. So for those of you at home that are working with me, oh, you got a lot of pieces. Okay, I didn't put all your pieces in a plastic bag either. I had yours loose in your kit. So be careful when you are opening up your kits, okay? You have lots of little pieces. And I say that because you've got all these little die cut triangles here. So I limited the stamping on this one as well. All you really need at home is a sentiment for the long skinny strip here, and then for your inside, and then if you want to put some sort of a tree or something in the bottom corner. So that's really it for stamping on this one. The paper, this designer series paper is part of the new curvy Christmas suite that became available to customers on, I think it was like November 1st. And so that's where all this green, it's Shaded Spruce is the color. And that's where the Cherry Cobbler stripes came from. And the dies that I used are, hi Carol, they're called Stitch Triangle dies. And they are from the annual catalog. And they coordinate with, and I don't have the stamp set here because it's on my, my table for the classroom. But the stamp set, oh, let's find it real quick. The stamp set, it's in the holiday catalog. Let me tell you. If you go to the back of the holiday catalog, you can easily find, there's an index. And if you look for, it's called Tree Angle on page 22. Oh, it was right there. 22, here it is. So this is the stamp set that I was featuring with this product. It's not a bundle. You can just get the stamp set in the holiday catalog, but you can get the dies that go with it in the annual catalog. And so at first glance, you look at this and you don't know what these triangles are all about. You really have to look at the pictures up there to see that you can create and make your own Christmas trees. So if you're a Christmas tree fan and you like shapes and like triangles, this set's right up your alley. So the different dies I used, this one was, so this is some of the foil paper. We used the cherry paper. There was some cherry reddish paper that we used when we did the Fun Folds class about a month ago. So that's where that one came from. And then I used a combination of a couple of these other ones to make the other trees. So when you're looking at your triangles, you know, they might get mixed up on you. The way that you know what the top is by feeling them. When you die cut images, you get a soft rolled edge on the top and the bottom is rough. So when you're trying to figure out what the top is, all you have to do is feel it. And the softer rolled side is the top. So what you should do is just lay them out and make sure you have them all facing the right way. So that one goes like that. And that one goes like that. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there should be one more hiding somewhere. Oh, I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the 6th one is there. You have 2 strips of this designer paper that they're 5 1/4 by 3/4 inch. I put 2 in here in case I stamp bad, but what I did is this is like a 1/2 inch and it's banner punched on the side. And that comes from, there's a pick a banner punch. One has the in and one is the outie. And there's tracks here. It's really cool. There's a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and then 1 inch. And so you can do up to 6 different sizes with this, and then anywhere in the middle actually. But all I did to punch out your banner ends is I slid this in the track and it goes right down into the groove there, and you can just punch the ends and it makes really cool, nice banners on the ends. So that's the banner Pick-a-Punch, and this is in the holiday catalog as well. Okay, watch out when you pop them or punch them, they pop all over. Excuse me. So on here also, everybody who got the kit, this is an embossed piece of shaded spruce. Yeah, this is one of my favorite folders. This is called Dainty Diamonds. It's in the Peony Garden suite of products from the annual catalog. And so I have everybody's piece embossed. This is your traditional 4x5 1/4. Nothing simple or nothing crazy about that. You have a piece of Whisper White that is your inside mat, and that measures 4 this way by 5 1/4 this way. What I chose to stamp on mine is the Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. It comes from Itty Bitty Christmas in the annual catalog. Okay, and then the tree. So that tree angle set has different trees in it. And so what I did is, I love these because they're photopolymer. So just to show you how I stamped my inside. So if you have that stamp set, what I did is I stamped my tree first, and I just made sure I hit over on the right side, and then I was down low enough so that my trunk could get stamped there. So I went like this. And, oh, make sure you ink the right side of the block. So this is called Shaded Spruce. And so I would stamp that. And I used the piercing mat. And then the little trunk is so adorable. So grab your early espresso. Now, if you don't have these stamps at home, use a different tree or anything else that you have. But this little guy, he goes right there. So that's how I did the tree on the inside. Okay, so you have another piece of paper in your kit. This one is 5 1/4 by 2. And the only thing that needs to get stamped on here is the little tree trunk here. And I had this class on Monday night, and so people were a little bit iffy on how they like to stamp it. So some people liked to lay out all their pieces and then they knew where to stamp. For me, I'm just going to look at my sample here. And I know that I'm about not quite a 1/4 inch up. I know, Melanie, I wish all sets were photopolymer. Someday, right? And then I'm about, what, like 3 finger widths over. So I'm just going to go for it and hope and pray for the best here. So I'm going to go something like, boom, that. Okay? So if you're not a guesser like that, you may benefit from taking and putting all your pieces up on the white piece here. Okay, not done yet. We have, where did I put them? Oh, they're right here. So there's a banner here, and this sentiment comes in that tree angle stamp set. And it says, happy wishes to you and yours. That is stamped in Cherry Cobbler. So let's grab, see, Kelly doesn't like that. That's what Kelly doesn't like. If you watched her Technique Thursday today, she doesn't like ink in her covers of her ink pad. Me, I don't care so much. So I just let it be. I just learned not to look at it. Everybody's got their own personal preference. I just think it's so cute. So I'm going to do I'm trying not to get my head in the video here. And whoop, that's not what I wanted to do. So we flip it over. We're going to try again. That's why there's 2 pieces to every paper, or 2 sides to every paper. Oh, that wasn't so bad at all. Look at that. So we've got our sentiment stamped, and now we've got a little bit of assembly to do. So let's get some stuff cleared out of the way, and I'll show you how I put this card together. So we got lots of stuff going on. So first thing I would do, fold my card base in half and grab my bone folder, burnish the edges like this. Remember that this is a horizontal card. I had a couple people stamp it like this, and then they had to flip it over. So just be cognizant that it goes that way. So flip that over, and we're going to put a little bit of liquid glue to glue our mat in. Make sure that it's going the right way. Just like that. Okay, now our little Cherry Cobbler strips. One goes on the bottom, one goes on the top. And how I would do this is I put a little line of liquid glue right on the top, and I set my white paper onto it. Now, if you got your kit from me, your cherry cobbler might be a little bit longer than your white. That's okay. Don't worry about that right now. What you want to do is just get it so that one side is really flush and nice. Don't worry about the other side. It shouldn't be shorter, but just get that lined up. Then what we're going to do is put a little liquid glue down that side. And then we're going to put this side on. Okay, and get that lined up. Now, if you want to see more cherry cobbler, you can. Just have more of it showing. If you want to see less cherry cobbler, you could do that as well. I liked it. It reminded me of candy canes. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to adhere this onto the shaded spruce. And if you look on here, I have more green on the bottom than on the top. And I did that because I knew that the sentiment was going to be coming down here and filling up some space down there. So grab your liquid glue again. A little glue on the back. And when you put that down, make sure your trunk is near the bottom. Now there is two different sides to this embossing. So pick whichever side you want to have going down and put that underneath. And then this will go on the top of it. Now this is where I said don't worry if the edge is long. We're going to take our scissors and trim that. This is called assembling from like the top down. And it's something that it's hard to do. Some people would have the tendency to want to put this green onto their red right away. But I kind of assemble it in a manner that that's glued. Now I can see I have this line here because when I cut paper, I'd rather have it be longer than too short, and then you see the green edge. So all you have to do is flip this over, grab your paper scissors, and you're just going to follow the green shaded spruce mat as a guide and trim that off. Now, had you glued the shaded spruce first, you would have had that hanging over. It would have been too hard to cut that. So there's nothing stopping us now from putting this mat down. So a little glue like that, and that will go right on the card front. Now I have an 1/8 inch margin, so what I do is I eyeball the top, the left, and the right, and if I get those three right, then I should be good on the last side. But until I have it straight, I don't start pressing things down and squishing them good. Because if you start squishing them and then you get crooked, it's hard to fix it. So you could layer these guys and get them kind of set where you think they're gonna go. This one is what we need to work on next though. This will go there. Oh, don't forget, there is a little baby star in your kit. And I'm sorry, he's floating around in there. Don't lose him. If you do, we'll figure something out. But there is a set called Stitch Stars. You guys know I love my stitching. So they have stars and they're stitched. And if you're wondering where this card comes from, that star action, the star power here, that comes from this set right here. My favorite card. I think this is one of my all-time favorite cards of my entire life. I love this one. If it was purple, it might be better. But the navy's really cool too. So that's where the star comes from. So that's like, just don't lose him. Set him off to the side. He's like one of the last things we're going to work with. Then this little guy is going to go back here. But you have a piece of this gold cording. And that comes on a spool like this. And it's in a combo pack. In case you're wondering, as they say, inquiring minds want to know, there's a combo pack on page 31, and it's part of this Wishes and Wonder set, and you might overlook it because it's a combo pack, but there's this shaded spruce ribbon. We used it on one of the Fun Fold cards last month, and it's a wider green ribbon, and it comes with the gold cording, and so that's where that came from. So there, it's not the easiest stuff to work with, I'll be honest with you. It's got a mind of its own, and it doesn't like to go where you want it to go. So you need to grab your tear and tape and pickle it. That's what I say. Show it who's boss. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking tear and tape and I'm putting it on the back side of this, and I'm prepping the back. Excuse me. I'm prepping the back with a lot of permanent sticky tape. Trust me. You do not want to use liquid glue. You could use glue dots, but you're going to need a crap ton of glue dots. So double-sided tape, tear and tape, sticky tape, go for something like that. So what you have now is, I look at it from the front, and this first one's going to come, see, this one's already moving somewhere else on me. So figure out where you want this bottom one to go. And so I'm going to take that and fold that into the tear and tape, and it's going to stay for right now, but we're going to put more on the top when we're done. So get that first end exactly where you want it, and then now bring it down on the back. You got to kind of angle it down. If you angle it straight, it's going to roll up on you. So I brought it down and got it into that tear and tape, and now it's going to curve up. Watch this. It's going to curve up, and when it curves up, I'm going to stick it onto that tear and tape back there, and then I'm going to bring it across the front, and I'm going to angle it down. And seriously, if you angle it down, it'll stay down. Now this next one comes up and around, and then when this last one, I'm going to bring it down. There's just, you see how they're all coming down on this side and up on that side. Now, I'm pretty excited that that went so successfully, but it's not going to stay like that forever. So I'm going to show it who's boss. So I'm going to put right over the top of all three of these again. Now, here's where you can choose if you want to take the paper off or not. Ultimately, I want to pop this guy up, and if you peel off all of this waxy paper, it's going to want to stick in those spots versus pop up. So I have a tendency where I'm going to just take and put a dimensional at the top, and I'm going to put one in the middle, and then, oop, I'm almost done with these guys. I think I have to cut off one right there. And I'm going to put one at the bottom here. And so I'm going to just take those three off. Now, this gold cording gives it a bunch of height back here too, so it's actually kind of popped up right there anyways, but that's pretty much all I did for that one. This one then can get put down so that it's centered above your tree trunk. So if you don't have a tree trunk at home to stamp right there, like, so some of you might not have that, get a marker, get a brown marker, and just color yourself a little tree trunk. Nobody's gonna know the difference that your tree trunk is not like mine. So, and you want it to, and honestly, you could make little tree trunks for all of them if you wanted. So then they don't look like floating triangles. So that guy's gonna go there. This one's back there. So this one on the left here, I do have him popped up as well. So that's this one. So let's grab a couple more dimensionals and get that one prepped. So wait, that goes there, and then that's the one. So make sure you get them going the right way. Honestly, if you get them backwards where your stitching is up, like on the opposite side, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so let's get this guy glued and this guy glued. So these are flat. Now, honestly, if you want to pop up more or less, that's completely up to you. I always tell people they're your cards. Make them how you want them. I love when you put your own personal spin and twist on cards. So there's that. Then I'm like, things are sticking to me. So that guy then, before he gets glued good, just wedge that little corner under. And then this one's gonna go right about there. You can adjust him slightly. This one gets glue on the back, and this one gets glue on the back. Is everybody doing okay? I thought this card would be the simple, easy one, but there's a lot of moving pieces. So then this guy, he's gonna get tucked under here, something like so. And then last but not least, this little dude, he's gonna tuck right like that. And, okay, we're not done yet. People asked the other night in class, how do you put the little star on? Two options. You could use a little dot of your liquid glue. Just don't smear it all over. These little paper pumpkins, the mini glue dots, this is where these come in really perfect because they're so small. They fit on little things like this. And then you don't have to worry about the glue smearing all over the place. And then it just goes right on the top of your tree. So far, so good. We're almost done. We need the pearls. So Stampin' Up! Sells silver and bells. No, silver and gold. You know the Christmas song, silver and gold. You all in your kits should have 6 little gold balls. And I'm trying to get these little guys right here. We're going to use them. So in this little metallic pearl kit, you get silver and gold. My friend Mandy and I always sang each other silver and gold. Silver. There's a Christmas song. Trust me, there is. And that's all we sang at Christmas time, it seems. So you have 6 of these little guys. So however you like to get them off of the plastic, I have 1 and then a row of 2. And then, oh, he went backwards. Hang on. Let's get this guy here. Like spread out that last row so that they're nice and evenly kind of, or random, however you like to do it. But there are 6 of them, and that seemed to fit on there really nicely. So how's that for a Christmas card? Oh, we're not done. There's this one right here yet. Oh, I almost forgot about that. So sentiment. I popped that up with some dimensionals. So let's cut some more. I should just cut the rest of those. And we're going to cover up our bad side. Now this, I'm going to put 4 of them on here. So that we don't have any sagging in the middle. Okay, and then that we'll save for later. This is about right. Like, so here's my trick. Like, I did not squish that down and I'm closer on that side. So if you don't like where you put it, just pick it right back up and get it exactly where you want it. Once you have it where you want it, that's when you press down. All right, so there. I think now we have our second completed card. How is that? The gold cord on this is by far the hardest to wrap around, honestly. So card number 2 is finito. Okay, let's get this put away. Everybody doing okay? So we're on to number 3. Oh my gosh, it's my favorite one because it's got Herbie. If you guys don't know, I have a 1969 Herbie Love Bug in my garage. He came home. He had been out at my parents' house since October of last year because we knew he went there for storage for the winter because I had my old garage only fit 2 cars. And then the garage came down in April and he was going to be in the way. So he stayed out at my parents' house for the whole entire summer and he literally came home on Sunday. I took Sunday and I cleaned out the garage, the new garage, which was really dirty. And so here we go. So this is a Herbie card. I'm going to show you. In the catalog here, there is a suite and it is called, let's see if I can find it. Oh my gosh, it's right here. Okay. This is called Trimming the Town, and the paper is actually pretty cool. So the DSP here, if you're not crazy about the one side, the opposite side's awesome. So in this one, I pulled out the snowflake. It's my favorite piece in this entire pack of paper. These snowflakes are awesome. Okay, so like here you got red polka dots. On this one you have sentiments. You actually could cut those sentiments apart and put them on cards. The blue stripe is awesome, the green stripe is awesome, and the red is a cool background. So that's the paper. And the stars, everybody should have a little baby star in their kit. So I only had 1 pack of these, so I had to make them stretch. So everybody got 1 star. So you have a northern star in your kit for your card. Now this stamp set is called Coming Home. And this is what it looks like. So I pulled in this house as part of it. And there's 3 houses actually. And you can build them up so that like this goes in front of this, which goes in front of this, and you can make like a double-decker house. So there's a card on this back page actually that shows it right here. So there's 3 different house stamps and they all go together to make a monstrosity of a house, okay? So then this has the 2 different trees that are this kind of tree. It's got the barren tree. It's got the Herbie Love Bug, and it's got a wreath. And so these are all photopolymer stamps, so they're pretty awesome. In your kit, for those of you at home that got the kits, I didn't know if you had the stamp set or the dies or one or the other. So what I did for you is I gave you pieces that aren't stamped that are like this. So you have like a little one for a wreath, you have the tree, you have a car, and you have a house. Now, they're the other side. But then I also gave you a piece of white paper about this big in case you wanted to stamp something yourself and then die cut it, because sometimes it's easier to stamp and then die cut. Now, if you have these stamps, they are photopolymer, and if you don't have the dies, then you have them already cut out. So all you have to do is line up your photopolymer stamp right over the top of the die. Over the die cut image. Oh, Marilyn had a 1971 yellow bug, so that's what we have right here, a golden yellow. So you have pieces in your kit, and I generally don't know at home if you have what you have, so I try to help you to be successful. So with this stamp set, they donate $3 to charities devoted to adoption, foster care, and infertility. So this is, they're making a different stamp set, and it's got these awesome dies. Look at these dies. They have dies for all the stamps, and then they have, this is what I used. So for those that got kits from me, you have a piece of white that has your trees cut out like this. So that is from this die, and then there's another one here that makes a rolling snow hill. So super, super cool. Lots of awesome dies in this set. So what you have in your kit, you'll have a piece of Night of Navy. It's 8.5 by 5.5, and you just fold it in half. I have yours scored at 4 1/4. I didn't score mine for me this time. Okay, so this is Night of Navy. In your kit, oh man, oh man, you should have, I have it in my bucket, yay, yay, yay. You will have 2 pieces of white. So they're both 4 by 5 1/4, so they're the same. You're gonna stamp a sentiment and something on the bottom corner, if you like to do that. That will be your inside piece, okay? The Happiest of Holidays, and It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas. Those come from the Merry Moose set. That's in the holiday catalog. Both of those sentiments come from that set. So at home though, just stamp whatever sentiment you want. If you have trees that you don't need to color in, that's great. If you have this stamp set and you are coloring in these trees, what I used to color my trees were the Bronze Stampin' Blend and the Granny Apple. So by the magic of TV, I had mine colored already. So those are what I used for coloring those trees. That's exactly what I used as well for the little baby tree here. So now this piece of white is just a layer. It is where you're going to adhere your piece of designer paper onto. So this is 3 13/16, and it's about 2.5 for the DSP. Like, I made sure to give everybody, so I got a lot more out of a sheet by only using the top, and then this is what covers up the bottom part right here. Okay, so that's how that is going to work. Now, again, I'm going to assemble from the top down. So I want to do, before I start assembling that, I want to stamp a sentiment right here. So the sample here, let's take it out of the plastic so you can see, I have It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas. So the reason I colored the car yellow is because when I was designing this card, I had just watched the Transformers movie. How many of you have seen the Transformers? I don't know if anybody else gets into that, but Bumblebee is one of the Transformers, and he became a little love bug in the movie. And so I had to make a yellow Herbie. So grab your navy or your dark blue ink, find yourself a sentiment. It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas really fit with this because they're bringing their Christmas tree home and they're going to start decorating their Christmas tree. So, yes, I get very imaginative. So, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Now, if you don't like the way you stamp your sentiment, you can flip it over and your trees can go on the other side and your house can go on the left side. It will be okay. But if you don't want that, just make sure you stamp that perfectly good the first time. So that's all I did with the navy ink, was I stamped both of the sentiments. So the inside and the outside were in Oh man, hang on. We got to get the Stella out. So, Stella pen for your trees. Get those sparkly. Okay? Those little guys need it. Yes, this card is so adorable. You can Stella your Herbie, give him, or if it's a her, mine's a boy, because my grandfather's name is Herbert. He passed away over 20 years ago. And I always wanted a Herbie love bug because of him. And so my car's name is Herbie, and he's a boy. He's not a girl. My normal car that I use day to day is Sedona. And Sedona was my grandmother's name, or, my grandma was Sedona. And so my license plate is Sedona on one car and Love Herbie on the other. So I have my grandparents that are my car license plate names. So, all right, now we can do a little bit of assembly. So, but before I do that, I want to tell you about these pieces right here. Again, I die cut white pieces for you, plus you got a piece of white for you to stamp, plus you had this piece of white in your kit. So there was a lot of white paper in this kit when you opened it up. These colors that I used are what go with this set. So the Granny Apple is what I used for the house. I brought in the dark real red for the door and a chimney. The wreath is the granny and the red. And my bumblebee car that I made is light mango melody. And then I pulled in some seaside spray for the windows. So you can see on this card that the windows are blue. Now, in class on Monday night, I saw somebody use the yellow, and they made the windows yellow so that they were glowing. The lights were on, which was super cool. For Herbie here, I made his windows bluish. The roof. The roof is a combination of the light and dark gray granite. And then the wheel wells on Herbie, I also colored with a light gray granite. So if you don't like coloring, you might not like this card so much. But if you don't have a house to put here, find something else to put right here. And you could still, I can't wait to see what you guys come up with for your alternatives at home. If you don't have the set, what you put here. It's going to be super cool. I know that though. All right, we're ready for assembly action. So flip over your piece of Designer Series paper. Put a little adhesive back there. Look at these. Okay, this is the back side of the designer paper. You can see how they colored their houses. They had some red ones, some green ones. They have doors that are red and blue. And so that gave ideas on how to color the house. So I wouldn't normally have a green house, but it kind of looks cute. So kind of retro-y. So that gets glued. Now, this is how I glued this little guy. You guys like to know, I like to use different types of adhesive on things. So we're going to do popping up of our trees and the top of our hill. And then we're going to put liquid glue for the rest of it. So you can see what I've done is I popped up the top of the hill here. Because once you pop, you guys know, you can't stop. Gotta have those Pringles. And then this little guy. And then that one. Now you're going to do, if you like, liquid glue for the rest of it. And now these two corners match up with these two corners perfectly. So get those lined up nice and good. If it's a little bit longer, don't worry. So I've got this and this, nice. And then this side is a little bit long, and that's okay. Just grab your paper scissors and just trim that right off like that. Okay, don't try to center it and have to cut both sides. Always try to get one side lined up and then just trim the other side. You can see I've got a little bit of sparkle going on with those guys. Hard to see in the camera. I smeared my blue a little bit, but that's okay. It's handmade. That's how it goes. And mine's the big Black Beast Big 88 Ram Charger. Okay, Robin. Yeah, my other car is a Mercury Mariner from 2008, and it's red. And so I have my get me going wherever I need to go car, and then I got my little Herbie Love Bug. That's a fun car that I can cruise around with in the summertime. All right, that's cool. Then, so your house here. Now, you've already got the top popped up. So here's my trick on this. I would put one row of, I'll put one row or one, let's say one big dimensional on the bottom here. Now when you put this down though, you've got double the height up here because this is popped up. So that's where I do a double stack at the top here. So I'm going to do one like that. And then I'm going to grab, let's see on the side here. And I'm going to do one right over the top of it. No, so I call that a double stack dimensional. And I did that because this is extra high right there. So then find a spot for your house in the snowy, blustery, ooh, you guys, I didn't take that off. Ha ha, hang on. I'm like, that's not sticking. I did that to a sample once where I forgot to take that off and I found it later on. So Herbie, I put him flat. I'm too young to have gotten it new. No, my Mariner was 2 years old when I got that 10 years ago. And Herbie Love Bugs, 1969, and I just bought him last year. So yeah, he's yeah. I'm 40, girls. I just turned 40 this past year. So 40 was quite crazy for me. With all we did is we have to deal with COVID, and all we did was work on a project and work. No traveling really, no excitement here for me. So just a lot of stamping. All right, so then we're gonna put our tree on the top of Herbie. Hopefully it didn't get it all scratched up. Now here's an option for you. The wreath, you could pop it up, and I actually popped mine up, but it makes the card just a little bit thicker. And for those of you who mail your cards, sometimes it's not always good to have thick cards because the people on the return end might end up having to pay postage. So I think on this guy, I'm gonna just put him the wreath flat. Next year, us two worked on camper. Yeah, I know. So many people worked on at-home projects this summer. It's crazy. I think, oh my gosh, I have one left on there. So I'm going to just migrate him over there. And then it's always such a sense of satisfaction finishing up a sheet of dimensionals and putting it in the garbage. Okay, so we could Stella our tree here too because I didn't do that. Stella's got to get a little bit of a workout, and we're going to Stella the door here. I know that you guys don't generally see that in the camera, but I know I did it. Let's wipe that out. Okay, now, last but not least, in your kit, there's a star. I'm going to call it the Northern Star. And I know I don't have it on my sample here, but where I pictured the star was right kind of in the center. Oops, and then it stuck to my finger. I pictured it right up in the sky. One lonely little star, so that when they come out of their house, they can see a star shining bright through the snowflake sky. So, I am 40, Sandy. Isn't that crazy? Oh my goodness. I don't feel like it. But, oh, yeah. Yeah. We'll just go there. Yes, the big 40 this year. So, all right. We made it through. How do you like that card? So did you have a favorite? Let's pull them all out quick. Yep, the Northern Star, Diane. Okay, so check out the cards we made tonight. Tell me in the comments which one did you like the best. I have what I generally do, for those that are new watching me for the first time, I give these cards away to lucky winners. And all you have to do is comment, share my video, and like, and then I run those people through and do a drawing, and then 3 lucky winners win these cards. So, oh, Janet, happy birthday to you. You're hitting 70 next week. That's awesome. 70's still good. My mom is 68 and she is an amazing rock star. So enjoy every year that you get, right? That's what they say. What else? Oh, okay. So the tree ones. Many trees is your favorite. The bells. Wendy likes number 3. Okay, Melanie. Okay, very cool. Melanie likes the trees. Wendy likes number 3 is what I meant to say. Okay, like all of them. So, all right, the jingle bells for Ellen, definitely Herbie. Oh, you guys are liking all of them. That's awesome. A nice variety. So, the monthly class for December will be, it's December next month, girls. So, and guys, I know that Mike watches too. So if he's out there, I say hi to Mike. So Next month, let's grab my schedule here. It's Christmas month next month, and I generally take off to spend time with the family. Like, it'll be between the 21st and somewhere around New Year's. So I have that snowflake class in the beginning of December, and then I have my monthly class more in the middle. So like the monthly class will be live on, it's Thursday, December 17th. So for that class, just to keep you guys prepped, like by that time it's too late to do Christmas cards. So what I do is winter cards. So they could be used if you're, they're going to be like some snowman stuff and winter cards, not necessarily Christmas cards. So just to keep you prepped for that, that they'll be able to, if you're in the northern states, you'll be able to use them more. I don't know what you would do if you're here in the south. Maybe if you're a snowbird in the south, you want some wintry cards. But yeah, so if you guys just keep that in the back of your mind, that's what my plan is for the December monthly class. And as always, you can watch for free. But if you want a set of the kits, you have to just RSVP with me, and I'll be working on those cards this weekend. So hopefully I'll have them ready for you by next week Thursday to show you. So, okay. So you guys, if you have any questions, let me know. I always tell people to email me if you have questions, or you can text me. So I generally try to watch the comments throughout the night versus I don't always catch new stuff that people when they watch replays. So if you need anything, let me know. I always appreciate every order, and you guys, the orders help me get the supplies for class and to give away prizes. So if you didn't notice down here, I have a host code, and that is current right now. If you are ever trying to submit an order and the host code doesn't work, just go to my Cards by Chris B website. There's a picture of me on the side, and underneath that picture is always a current host code that works every single time, I promise. So that's what, if you need anything, just let me know. And how I run my classes is they're free with a minimum purchase. So Poinsettia is sold out, but the Snowflake Showcase cards or the Snowflake Splendor cards, they're free with a $40 order if you want your kits mailed. And if you're coming to in-person class, I do them free with a $25 order. So, yay! So I actually, I will be seeing you guys tomorrow night. Last week, the only thing I did live was the Swap Card Showcase. I didn't make anything, so I don't have any prizes to give away tonight. But, yeah, I'll have to think about what I can do. I do feel bad. I do have a little pile of cards here. Maybe what I'll do is I have cards, you guys. I don't know who's all watching right now, but what I might do is just take a minute and run through names real quick. If you guys are watching, oh, Janet, you got your stamp from Kelly in the mail. And I got your check, Janet. It came like 2 days ago. So I'll make sure Kelly gets that money. So I'm going to run through these really quick. So if you're watching and one of your names is called, let me know so I can mail your card to you, okay? So I'm going to flip these really quick. So Donna Nichols Showalter, you won a card, and Gail Murray. Those were from the Paper Pumpkin. So I still have those. I try to mail these out as soon as you guys give me addresses. Barbara Brown, Cynthia Watasek, Millie Kindle, Nancy Acola, Yolanda Espinoza. I might be butchering names. I'm sorry. Gloria Patterson, Sue. Oh, I have a hard time. Natkinsky. I'm sorry. Sue Natkinsky. Okay, sorry. Verna Bolt, Cheryl Thomas, Julia Gregory, Sandy Alba, Cindy Hefbauer Benward, Margaret Duncan, and Valerie Stricker. And then you guys are seeing some pretty cards here. And Linda Heimberger. So you guys, I'm at the point where if I don't know who these need to go to, I can't send them out. And then what I'll do is I'll start inserting them into as additional prizes to give away. So then somebody else will get them. All right, so I can only do so much. If I don't have an address, I don't know where to mail something to. So I think that's it. How did we do? It's only 7:24. Wonderful. So you guys have the rest of your night ahead of you. Make a card, right? So I don't know what I'm going to work on, but I'll get something done, I'm sure. So you guys, we'll see you tomorrow night at 6 p.m. to go through the swap cards. And get your notebooks and pens ready because you're going to be writing down things that you're going to see that you want. I promise you. So until tomorrow night, I hope you guys have a great night. Lots of love and sunshine and hugs to you until then. And I appreciate you watching me. We'll see you later. Love you. Bye, guys.